Greetings, everyone. Tommy Hawksblood from the big island of Hawaii. I hope you're ready for a ride. Get ready for the truth if you want it. If you don't, no sense in listening. Go elsewhere. I'm not like all those other speakers out there that tell you bull, you know, or stories that have nothing to do with what's going to happen to you or how you're going to live or nothing like that. You want to believe about Mars and Venus and all the other planets that have life. Is it going to help you in any way? Of course not. All the money they're spending on it, is it coming out of your pocket? Yes, it is. Do you care? Do you care why Trump actually brought out the name space program? All right. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to take you around in a circle, so prepare to go around in a lot of different ways to get back to the same place. I want to start off with, they're going to come out with 2 new gases or supplies of energy this year. They could put somebody like Elon Musk out of business and Tesla and all these other people. One's called blue gas. Check it out. The other one's called glass batteries. They're both incredible energy forms that they're going to be releasing this year. They're selling stocks and shares into it. Do it, because it's going to be worth money. I promise you that in the near future. I don't have no money, so I can't invest in it. But if you have any money, I'm not talking to the millionaires out there. They don't need any more money. But the people that have no money that could make some money on this, please do. All right, we're going to go around this circle. Like I said, we're going to start off in the corner of the block and work our way around. All right. I'm going to give you some information first, which is really critical to what's going on in the UFO world. You might not believe it, but that's your choice. Let me just say hello to everybody in the chat room. Okay, I want to put a banner up. Okay, so here we go. All right. Now, these are things I've been involved with most of my life. So I'm not making up stories just because I feel like it. I have been in this program since I was 6 years old. Not the past 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. Get it? I've been in it a long time. A lot longer than 90% of anybody out there in the UFO world that's speaking about it. Mine started when I was 6, but I'm not going to go into all the stories. You want my book? One's a spiritual book, one's my biography. So I send them out as an ebook. If you want them for free, just text me, hawksblood1aol.com. All right. Had the privilege. I worked with a person. His name was Sargel18. All right. We worked together in the United States. All right. And we got to meet all those big name UFO people as well. The thing was, a lot of them were delusional, in my viewpoint. Sure, there was a few really hardcore UFO people, which I really liked. But the good people that I really liked are dead, missing, or just disappeared. All right? So take that for a thing. All these people speaking and speaking and speaking. If they were putting really important truth out there about the government, they wouldn't be around too long. When they put stories out there, the government doesn't care. As long as it's just a story, it's not going to hurt the government in any way. But I will tell you this. I had the privilege of dealing with a person from MJ12. If you don't know what MJ12 is, you need to look it up and find out what it really is. It's critical because basically it's a program that was created by Mr. Truman. And there was 12 people involved, and they had the highest clearance in the United States. So that nobody else could touch them, nobody else could stop them or protect anybody from them. Whatever they wanted to do, they could do it. All right. So they got in charge of the UFO program itself. So after he was taken out of presidency, Eisenhower was there. Eisenhower wasn't the person that started it, or he got involved with it, but he wasn't able to control it. It was already out of his power. He tried to find out as much as he could. He didn't come out and openly say anything or show anything. So he's just as bad as Truman was in one way. But as far as the truth of the UFO world, it grew constantly from then on. All right. Check it out, MJ12. Now, why I'm bringing it up, I was friends with one of the people from it. I'm not making this up. One of the people We were having conversations with him and everything else, and he offered us something, and it was called honey. You know, the honeybees make honey. All right, he said, I will give you honey. It will cure any sickness on this planet. This was over 25 years ago. All right. Watch the movie X-Files, the first movie that came out, the original movie X-Files, not the second one. The second one was ridiculous, but pull up the first, go out and rent it, buy it, whatever. Watch the first one. There's a lot of information in there, important information. X-Files was based on facts. Every case that was on that show was taken from a police documented story that they had. People blowing up and all those kind of things, implosion, you name it. Even the first Bigfoot sighting in New Jersey and all that. It's all stories that were real. And believe it or not, I lived in Jersey. Jersey had the Bigfoot, but it was living down in Atlantic City. It lived in the garbage. It was going there for its food and everything. The homeless people saw it. So again, you want the truth, you want stories that aren't going to help you or help you understand what's happening. So because of MJ12, when I knew this guy and he offered us honey, which we were looking forward to getting, he was killed. All right. Now it's MJ32. Now, I don't know anybody new inside it, so I can't see what they're really doing anymore. But I knew the facts then, and it was really complicated and really important what was going on with them. But now, nothing in the UFO world came out that's anything important. Well, why am I starting with aliens? Because I want to work my way all the way up until the cell phone towers, 5G. All right, we'll get to that. All right. So, you know anybody that's interested in making money? Like I said, the UFO world is not the place to make it. All right. You want to make money, invest in the gas and the new energies that are coming out. Trump is supporting oil and gas, has always been, wants to destroy the planet and rake in with fracking and geothermal and all the things that are tearing the inside of the earth apart. Well, we can't go there. Not anymore. There's a lot of things going on in the sun right now. And you need to be aware of that. All right. Basically, what's happening, there's a ship around it. Another person just went online and showed his videos of it. He's been filming it. He made his own telescope. So how can they get near the sun and all that? Different races have different energy levels and different structures, mechanical molecule structures as well. But a lot of false information about it. I do a show tomorrow with Tina. She's from England, and she was abducted many times during her life, and she's got the symptoms of radiation poisoning and a lot of other things around that. But we get into the truth behind that. All the UFO people want to talk about the good aliens and the new word. They don't like abduction, so they use experiences. Experiencing an alien. Well, it means you're daydreaming, you woke up out of bed and had a bad dream. But the stories they tell are great, but there's no proof anywhere. All these big name people, I can go into all of them between David Icke, Wilcock, Corey Good, Laura Eisenhower, all these people, big name people, telling great stories about Mars, Venus, alien races. But are they going to help you? Are they going to help you in any way in the near future, in your lifetime? Well, they might play with the planet, but it's not going to be helping us. All right. So just how much they pay to the space program. When Trump comes out and says, oh, we're creating a space army. I don't go into the details too hard, too slow. He was warned by Mr. Putin months before he was elected. Don't ask me why. How could Putin know? Why would he say, Mr. Trump, I want you to come out and tell the world about 9/11, what really happened. And he goes, I want you to tell the world about you really doing with UFOs. Putin said that on Russian TV. In Russian. All right. And then he came out and said, we're working with 27 races. 2 of them want to destroy the planet. Putin said that. So the day after Trump meets Putin, he comes out with the space army. And then within 2 or 3 days, he goes, I want to be president when we go to Mars. Why would he say that unless he knew something? Like we already went there. But that's just one other story. But where is Trump going? Where is he coming from? Is he such a good, loving person to people? Well, we can go tear that apart every which way. He's just nonstop attacking Biden and everything that's going to happen, blaming Biden, and they're pushing Biden's the pervert and this, that, and everything. Check out every picture ever taken between him and his daughter. From the time she was a little girl to now, he always has his arms around her, on his lap, around her as well. Look at it. I downloaded 20 pictures. I couldn't believe every one of them. I mean, he had this infatuation, whatever the word is, whatever. So he's not a loving, compassionate people that would work with people outside his reality, like you and me. Do they care about what they're doing to our planet? He sure doesn't. Now that he's pulling out of office, he's going to support and bring down the drug industry, which is good, but he could have did that 4 years ago. Now medicines are going to drop in prices, but he's not talking about he stopped the production of drugs that elderly people that are sick and in pain need. He cut them all off. A lot of those people can't get their medicines. The doctor that was prescribing it to them lost their licenses. He did a horrible thing, a really horrible thing, the same as what's happening with this virus. It all fits together. Everything fits together if you have the pieces to put them together. Wake up, people. Or do you want to live in La La Land? That's your choice. I'm not going to let you live in La La Land while you're listening to my show. I'm going to pour the facts on you. You can do whatever you want with them. Accept them or not. Aliens are real, whether you want to believe it or not. Are they friendly? No, they're not. Do they kill people? Yes. Do they eat people? Yes. Would you want to know more than that? Hopefully not. That's enough to make, hey, disclosure is not going to be the most happiest, funniest, beautiful thing that ever happened. It's not. No beautiful aliens are going to come down here. We're going to help you. Watch the movie V. It came out a long time ago. The second version that was on TV, I think it was on for 6 months. It was a series. Watch it. If they come here in any way and pretend they're friendly, that's how it's going to go down. I promise you. Put my life on the line for that one. Aliens are not friendly. They don't have feelings and emotions. So if you think they're helping us in any kind of spiritual way, they aren't. Now, even the races from Venus, they were working in the White House and stuff, but they have no clue to anything spiritual. Everybody wants to believe this, that, and the other. The Anunnaki created us. No, they did not. I'm going to take you through history in a second, but we have to go through the facts that are alive and well right now. We're in trouble. The world's in trouble. China has moved armies up into Canada. What are they preparing for? They have been building giant cities in the ocean for the past 10 years. What are they ready for? Now, what are they doing with these underground cities in the United States? You better watch a TV show. I'm telling you, it's called Vice, V-I-C-E. It's on in the... Check it out. It was on last week for the first time, and it's While the Rest of Us Die, was it called, and it was really exposing what Trump is, what the power he has, and what he could do before he leaves office. All right, and what's really going on. They started getting into the underground cities. I'm sure they're going to go into it in a lot more detail. They were showing it when it started, the bases. Now there's cities there. Jesse Ventura was the one that broke that news publicly on TV a couple years ago, before they took him, banned his show. He was on for 2 years. Put a lot of important information out there. Half of it was taken down. So the truth comes out, but it doesn't stay out too long. Now, can we go into this virus? How good? How bad is it? Well, that remains to be seen. You got 50 people on one side and 50 people on the other. It's real. It's not. It's fake. It's not a virus. It's not this. Oh, it's the 5G that's creating it. Well, it's all above. It's a little this, a little that. The numbers right? No. And if I told you it would be more than the numbers they give you, what would you say? Oh, no. I'm asking people where these bodies are going. Nobody knows. Nobody sees them. How many people see people dying or being taken away in white bags or whatever they're going to put these people in? There's a lot going on, but there's a lot happening. I'm going to throw this name out to you, which you need to check out. Pull up the information yourself. It's called UN Agenda 21. It's real. It's not a make-believe story. The world governments decided they were going to create one world order in 1998, I think it was. But the title was Agenda 21 because it starts in 21 and it goes all the way up to 25, when supposedly we'll have one new world order. I'm not making this stuff up, and there's nobody out there talking to you about the truth behind it all, because it's all real. Why the virus came out, why 5G came out at the same time. We know 4G is affecting people. I have a friend on the other island. I'm on the big island on Maui. She had a tower maybe 30 feet from her house. She said she had it tested and it was okay. But guess what? She died, and they don't know how she died. She died about a year ago. So, again, the 5G, are they going to tell you it was a weapon? It was created as a weapon. It wasn't created for everybody's cell phone. So 4G, which is bad, 5G is just a lot worse. Can it affect with this virus the way the virus affects us? Yes. Can it create the virus in us? I'm not going to say I'm a scientist or a doctor, because all of them are lying to you anyway. You need to find the truth. And the truth is, there is very little truth out there to deal with that's going to help you survive what's happening. Taking a vaccine. All right, here's for all the Christians. If anybody's a Christian listening to this show, think about what they're putting in the vaccine they're going to be giving you. It's a fetus for, I don't know how many years ago, but they genetically encoding this fetus, dead fetus of a Caucasian, and putting it into the virus. They took the genes from that and mixed it. So if you're Christian, if you want to use a embryo, whatever you want to call it, go right ahead. I'm sure you might not want to, but think about what you're getting put in your body, why they're going to tell you have to have it, why it's going to help you. And there's a picture of a girl that's worked on the testing of it. She has this horrible thing affecting her feet. Looks like her feet are both burning up and falling off from being tested with it. So it's not going to be as beautiful as they want to make it sound. It's not going to be as accurate as they realize. They're only testing it for how long? Look at the flu. That's been tested for how many years, and they still can't cure the flu. So they think they're going to come out with this magical cure for this virus when it was created within itself to destroy people. And sadly, it came from the United States and went to China, and China rearranged it, but they didn't have the antidote before it was released. So there's serious problems with the people involved with creating it, bringing it out there, trying to destroy certain things, and it's all backfiring. Now, am I making this up? Please, no, I'm not. So I want you to watch the X-Files again. I want to remind you that. Check it out. What was going on with that? Because it's real. When I found out that the honey is the cure for all viruses here on this planet, why would they be growing honey? Why would it be a big part of a movie? And then she gets stung by a bee. You need to watch the facts behind it. It's not just a story. It's the facts that are within it. A lot of UFO movies, a lot of movies that come out have a lot of important facts in them, if you can catch it. Like The Matrix. We're in the Matrix. We're in hell in the Matrix. You don't have to believe that. All right? But we are. And if you think anything's changing for the better, look around. Look what's happening. I mean, I'm in Hawaii. The food prices are ridiculous. And we even have the skinny eating virus here. I mean, you don't hear much about that. We got the rat lung disease, which kills people just from eating spinach or lettuce that a snail walked over, crawled over, however you want to put it. All right. Is your food helping you? Is your medicine really helping you? The information you're getting, is it helping you in any way? I mean, making you feel good, making you think, or whatever. Is it really helping you? I'm trying to give you a foundation before I can give you any truth that might help you. It's not. Can Trump help you? No, he cannot. And he will not. Look at what he's doing. Look at how he's playing the game. The most evil way you can possibly play a game. He's playing it. Fire everybody. Get rid of everybody. Make it so that you're the only person in power. And if he stays in power, he will be the last president. There's a book called The Last President, written in 1900, one's about his father, one's about him. Read it. It goes into the people who he's around, and it was written in 1900. What's going to happen? And why would they say he's the last president? Well, he could do a lot of stuff before he gets taken out of. He could declare war tomorrow, and he could push the button to start a war. He could end the planet. If he doesn't want to look in the mirror for the rest of his life, he might do a lot of stupid things. Are you ready for that? You should be, and you need to be. All right, now, let's go into a little bit of history. All right, you know Adam and Eve was not a real story, right? The Pope said it himself. There's some facts around it. Some facts, but not the way it was written. All right? The word Anunnaki is not what they're making it out to be. The Anunnaki did not create us. It has nothing to do with the real God, and it has nothing to do with the beginning of the human race. Okay, who you listen to, who's telling you it, it's all twisted stories without any actual facts. I'm not saying they weren't here. They did come here. They helped destroy Atlantis. All right, I don't know if you believe in reincarnation. You should, and you should work on finding out your past lives. It can only help you. It won't hurt you. You'll understand karma. You'll understand a lot of things, how and why you are what you are, what you need to learn that you didn't and you don't. But I'm aware of all my past lives back to Atlantis, and one before it. All right. Atlantis was the only time in the history of this planet that this planet was at peace. And the only races coming here did not like that. They couldn't use us. They couldn't brainwash us. They couldn't do anything. So they had to destroy Atlantis. There were 9 races here. Only 4 stayed. The ones that didn't become aware spiritually enough to leave. Black race, brown race, white, yellow, and red. Sorry, black and brown, same. The ones that were stuck here. Who brought them here? They didn't hatch here. They didn't pop out of the ground. Meteorite didn't crash and turn into people in a distant future. All those stories are unbelievable, and they're not real. You want to believe any of that, go right ahead. You want to be an asshole? Go right ahead. It's your choice. You want to wake up, smell the roses, and deal with life the best you can? This is hell. And if you're living in hell, don't expect roses every day. Don't expect beautiful food on your table every day. Don't wish for clean air and believe you're going to get it. Don't think the fairy godmother is going to put gold bricks on your doorstep. It's not going to happen. What are we going to call them? The knight in shiny armor is going to come up to your house. Really? It'll be Trump with his army injecting you. That's going to be your saving grace if you want to find the truth, if ever Trump stays around too long. The Anunnaki did teach the human race how to kill. Like I said, the spiritual races already left, and the races that stayed were taken over by the 3 races that were here, and the Anunnaki was only one of them. But they did create the idea and desire to kill, sacrifice, and abuse. All those words. They don't have feelings and emotions like we do. Mankind was brought here by one being. He was allowed by the Council of 9. There is a council that controls all the lower worlds, not God. You can call them little gods, is what I call them. Deities is a better word. And they got a mission. And it's not to go into your face in your dream and tell you how to stay in La La Land either. Soul constantly keeps moving forward if it's on the right path. It doesn't stay in one place, and it doesn't go backwards if it can help it. You might fall off and get back on. That's the best thing to do, but don't walk the opposite way. All right, the 9 races that were here. There were blue race, the green race, the crystal race, the invisible race. They all sound like they're spiritual, and they all left. Each one of them became a major deity in history. Now, when the Anunnaki and the reptilians and the Greys and all those kind of beings, the Mantis, and even the Nordics are not a spiritual race. And you got story after story coming out this, I work with them. I did a conference, UFO conference. One guy swore it says his whole thing was about working with the Nordics. I said, what did they do for you? Oh, he was in a car crash and they pulled him out. I said, what else did they do? He couldn't answer one other thing. I said, you're working with them and they're helping you. What? Many things. People say that. I got a truth. You got a truth? Do you have a truth right now? What is it? Can you write it down on a piece of paper and describe what your truth is? And do you really believe it? Is it helping you in life? God, Jesus, Moses, Buddha, any of them, are they helping you do what? Live life? All these New Age spiritualists, Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, even David Wilcox trying to be spiritual, Daniel Brinkley, all these people coming out with stories, conversation with God. What is it helping you? Face life, be one with yourself, be your higher self, and be aware. Of what? That you're going to die? And what did you attain? Living in hell for a period of time? Where do you think you're going to go when your body dies? Heaven, and be sitting with all your family? Guess what? I'm telling you, most of those people already reincarnated and back here. Planet Earth is increasing in number. 150,000 die daily. 300,000 are born daily. So we still keep moving ahead. So that means there's more people coming in than leaving. So all these people that are leaving aren't leaving to stay there. You could look at the numbers and you could prove to yourself that you're wrong with your truth. Oh, I'm going to come back to do this. No, you don't want to come back here. If you tasted filet mignon, would you rather eat pork chops? I doubt it. When you have a taste of the real world, the spiritual worlds, there's no reason why you would really want to stay here. You have to serve out your karma and finish it. But once you know that and you know you're working on it and finishing it, you don't have to come back. So those things you hear, there's only a few religions. There's over 2,000 religions. Out of 2 of them are the only ones that actually talk about that part of it. And they got serious problems. It's why I left them as well. I studied 14 religions, and none of them could answer anything important about God or Jesus. Well, lucky for me, I'm aware of all my past lives. I was a female in the lifetime of Jesus. Mary Magdalene was my closest friend. Anybody ever want to talk about that, learn the truth, understand the truth behind that, what really went down? Please, Jesus had a daughter. Never saw her physically. Mary Magdalene had to run and hide, and she left the country and traveled. And Thomas actually left to go to India and started teaching Jesus' teachings in India. But do you want the truth? You want the stories or not? You want lies that Jesus took away and came here to protect us and give us forgiveness and all that bullshit? That's all it is. How many times are you protected? Did your son get hit by a car? Your daughter get hit by a car? Somebody attack and abuse this or do that? I mean, are you protected from any of that? What are you protected from? Wake up, people. This is hell. You can't be protected from hell. The only thing you can do is grow out of it. And then you become spiritually aware. So when people say they're spiritually aware of what? Bull, stories, fantasies. 5th dimension, 6th-dimensional beings. They're not spiritual. The ones that come here are not spiritual. Higher. When people say higher, well, it's like going to college from kindergarten. Well, it's a higher grade, so you must be more what? Smarter? People graduate college. Are they smarter than the person that's out there working? I didn't go to college, and my brother did. He was a chemist half of his life, most of his life. Now he's going through a lot of horrible things, old age and all that. I'm getting there as well. But what did he learn about God? What did he learn about the truth? What did he learn about when he dies? Do you care? You should. You're going to die. You could die tomorrow. You could die next year, or you could die 10 years from now. You can go to a healer and think you're healed, but you're not. Healers cannot heal your karma. Everything you go through in your life has to do with your karma. Buddha was right about that. One thing he taught and explained it and went into detail about it. But he only went to a certain level when he talked about the bliss state. And the one consciousness, the one, you're not one with anything. That's bullshit as well. Wake up. You want to be part of the scenario of all the consciousness of the ignorance on this planet? Name one spiritual person that you truly believe is spiritual because you believe it, not because he said so. Oh, who? The Dalai Lama? The Pope? The Pope is one of the most ignorant people. He's destroying the whole Christian religion. He's trying to unite the Muslims with their religion. Really? Muslims another religion. Muhammad dealt with Gabriel. Gabriel. And was taught by Gabriel. Really? He didn't even know who it was. And his brother tells him who he worked with? Really? How's his brother know who he worked with? Nobody can tell me who I work with. Well, I know you work with who? I worked with Green Tower when I was a young child. From I was 6 till I was 11. I didn't know who it was until I was 25. So, people, it's time to wake up or lose it. Go down in the government's strategy of making this world one world order, taking over, destroying many lives to get there. They don't need people. Do you realize we all know computers are taking over everything? Robots are taking over everything. Do you care? They're going to be releasing all the cars that drive themselves this year. Are you ready for that? Well, you better get ready for losing your job, losing everything you think you have and own. I mean, when the Christians and the British, the Spanish came into the United States, they wiped out many of the native people, 50 million, in the name of Christianity. I'm not going to go into that story. It's a whole separate story. But are you listening, people? Are you really listening? Well, Atlantis was the only time people had all those gifts. Now they're not gifts. I wouldn't say if you're psychic, clairvoyant, ESP, telepathy, any of those words. You're not gifted. You're using Satan's power now, not God's. All right, all those powers only come from the astral plane. When people like David Corey Good talks about ascension, he has no clue what it means. I challenge him anytime. I challenge him for 6 months, and he won't talk to me because he's afraid to. Anybody that lives in lies is afraid to talk to me. Come on my show. Talk about I was on Kerry Cassidy's show about 4 times. We got into a debate about Atlantis. She said she was there at one time. She thinks she's a healer and a medicine person, not healer, spiritualist right now. All these words that people use, and they can't do anything for mankind. You want to help mankind? Give them something that can help them understand who they are spiritually and get to that point to be that. Not say you are. Time's running out, people. All right, let's get back to history. When Atlantis was destroyed, mankind became completely under the control of Satan, for a word, and it was Satan. It wasn't aliens. Aliens became part of that. And when aliens came down, they said, hey, I'm God. And people believed they were God as well. Just because you saw a flaming chariot didn't mean it was God or an angel either. And to accept it as that, guess who was the loser? When Jesus came to teach people didn't understand what he was talking about when he said God. Nobody knew what a God was except people that saw aliens playing games on them, telling them that something was going to happen and a meteorite appeared or something like that. It wasn't about anything spiritual ever. And the other word, so abused, twisted, taken out of context, love, L-O-V-E. Do you know love didn't exist until Jesus came to this planet? I mean, they were still sacrificing women and children. Women were still sex slaves, which they still are. Straight. You women aren't free today. They're still sex objects. And they will always be that in this realm. Well, you can believe what you want, accept what you want, but the truth's there if you want to face it. And you should. Go through the Dark Night of Soul. Read about what that is. Facing the dragon. All right? 2 things you need to do one way or another. And when you do, you'll wake up. And you'll be able to see beyond the illusion that mankind's been creating for itself. Who's saving the planet? Who's saving anything on this planet? The animals, the creatures, any of them? Who respects animals? How do we kill animals? How do we kill people? Nobody has the right to kill another person. Nobody. The president doesn't have the right to tell you to kill somebody. And he does. And you do. So who's wrong? You both are. And when Jesus said turn your cheek, he meant turn your cheek from the lies and don't follow through. Instead of, okay, I got to do it. There's a time to react and do the right thing. You don't need to stay here. There's no reason to. Oh, my family, my children. You know, you had multiple lifetimes here, and you had families in every lifetime. Do you even know anything about any of those other families? No, because you didn't rise in awareness. So when you die, you think you're going to be with this family? Why? You're going to have to reincarnate. You didn't work it out yet. Are you ready to? Do you want to know the rest of history? Well, when mankind allows aliens to play God, which they're doing, go to Mars, go to Venus, why? Do you know what aliens need? Not much. Food. That's all they need. That's all anything that's alive needs is food. Not love, not compassion, not, let's see, fairyland stories, nothing like that. Sure doesn't need football, baseball, hockey, golf. What kind of game is golf, man's game? Hitting the little tiny ball. Here's my story on that. All man's games, most of them, 90%, have to do with balls because they don't have any. So they want big ones, little ones, and they got to play with them. Doesn't that sound a little bit bizarre? And making tons of money off of playing with balls? I'm going to pay people a lot of money to play with the ball, football, baseball, pigskin, whatever you want to call it. Really? Hockey puck? I mean, you got better things to do with your life while you destroy the planet, while you don't get involved with what's really going on? Because there's things that control people. And the basic words are lust, greed, anger, vanity, and attachment. Takes in everything in life. I reworded them. Sex, drugs, drinking, partying, cheap thrills. All right? They're the ones that control people, make people want to stay here, want to make people think that it's worth living. Sex is cool. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. But if you think that's why we're here, to learn about sex, even the Hindu people in India, Kama Sutra, and read those stories and what they worked with and how they believe sex was stimulating, rises your Kundalini energy, makes you spiritual. You can't leave planet Earth at that level. And you don't. You got to let go of the body. And until you're ready to let go of the body, you're not going to get to a higher level. But you got to understand what happens when you do let go of your body. You can't go to another dimension and start working there when you have no clue what you're going to be doing there. It's time to learn the truth, people. And you're not getting it anywhere out there. Well, I have my partner coming home. I know I can't talk loud because she doesn't like to hear this stuff. She doesn't want to get involved with this stuff. Most people don't want to hear anything about aliens. You're not supposed to talk about government. You're supposed to talk about football, baseball, and the weather. Wow, that helps mankind grow spiritually. Luckily, Ancient Aliens is on, and they put a lot of stuff on there. But it's all stories and myth and man-made ideas. Again, you're being programmed and pulled into La La Land. So, are you ready to move forward? Well, I have a lot to get into, which I don't think I'm going to have time to do today. If I can keep her quiet when she comes in, we'll see. But gold is really important in this planet. And why was it? The stories about the Anunnaki made us miners to mine gold is another retarded story. They're thousands of years more advanced than us. We learned how to make gold. It costs more to make it than it's worth by the time they make it. But imagine a race that's thousands and thousands of years older than us. They could make it. And if you want to go to history, why did all the kings, queens, pharaohs, everybody have tons of gold? Who was doing all the mining for the gold and all that? So, gold was always here. And it was always respected and idolized, which was a bad thing. But then again, they had nothing else to put their attention on because they didn't know anything about a god. So people, look, my email is hawksblood1aol.com. Text me, write me. I'll send you my first 2 books. I'll be doing shows as much as I can right now. There's so many things happening, things I want to get into. Okay, after most of the races left, there was only 4 root races here. All right. It came down to different races that were here before us, the tall ones, the small ones, giants, the little people, all those things. I mean, we can get into the gnomes, the nymphs, the salamanders, the air spirits, water spirits. But each one of us has to wake up to the truth. I'm doing a show, sweetie. All right. Here's the thing. I can give you the guidelines, things to work with that'll help you get out of the shell, get out of the block, move forward as a spiritual being within yourself. Learn why you're here. Learn what it's all about. You don't have to let go of your family, let go of your love. Even Jesus said to his disciples they had to leave their families and children and friends and all that. But you don't have to physically leave them. You got to be aware you're not going to take them with you when you leave. So there's multiple things that we got to do in this lifetime. One of them is work out our karma, understand what's going to happen when we leave our bodies, understand where we're going to go, and start understanding what God truly is. Well, when I talked about Jesus, he was the first person to bring love to this world by his love for Mary Magdalene. When he had a child in front of his disciples, they understood why she was always next to him. Because she took on his power. Who do you think had to finish teaching the disciples? She was the only one able to do that. She was the most spiritual woman to ever walk this planet. Sorry, people, I don't care who you want to put there. Not the Mary, mother of Jesus. No. I mean, Jesus was born as a human. He didn't come out of a ball of light and shoot out of her belly or nothing like that. All right. So, again, he had brothers as well. Do you want to get into that? No, not right now. I don't. But there's a show on TV how these women have children and don't even know they're pregnant. So, again, there's a lot of stories why people believe things, and especially in those days when they had no truth of anything. All right. I'm going to cut it short. I hope you got something out of today. I'm going to bring up part 2 probably tomorrow. If you're around, I'm going to be doing a show with Tina Bird, and it starts 9 o'clock Hawaii time, so it's like afternoon, maybe wherever you are. I put the show up. Anybody wants to come on, text me. Anybody wants to come on, put their truth out there, has something important to say, hawksblood1aol.com. We'll do a show separately if it's right for you. But please, wake up. It's time. We're running out of time. The battle, I didn't even get into the battle between Biden and Trump right now, and how Obama's involved, and everybody's involved with it. But are you ready? Do you want to? Do you care? Do you believe any of it? Do you want to know what's going to happen? Well, all I'm going to say is we are running out of time. Are you ready? Are you ready to move forward from that? I hope so, but maybe not. So with that, Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. You want the truth? I've been involved in the UFO world all my life. I saw thousands and thousands of ships. I was close to one. I saw many. I was almost, I was witness to my brother being abducted, and I stopped it. So there's many things. I had an alien in my house. My friend was over at my house with me, so I wasn't delusional. So you want to go into those kind of things, we can, but I'm here to bring out the truth right now, what we need, what's going to happen in the next couple months. Get ready. It's going to be a rough ride. No matter what happens, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy transition, and that's what they're talking about. Trump is evil. People that think it's loving and beautiful and he's a caring person, you'll see the darkness come out. He's showing it little by little every day. He doesn't care about people dying. All the people around him don't wear masks. How's that? Everybody else is being forced to wear masks and he doesn't. His people don't. And people around him are coming down with it. He should be in court right now playing with an illegal, dangerous weapon in government places. That should be the highest crime. What if one person in Congress died? I think he would be accountable and blamed for it, or should be. All right, people. You heard it here first. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Please, I'm not doing this show. I'm not making money on it. I pay to do this show. I'm not here to become famous. I don't want to be famous. I have 4 books out there. I'm giving my first 2 books away for free. If you want them, please text me again. Hawksblood1AOL.com. Peace, love, compassion, whatever you need in your life. Hope you get it. The truth's out there. X-Files was the closest to that truth if you want to watch it on TV. All right, till next time.